Good evening. This is Dr. Cecily Cornish, and welcome to my channel. I'm down here in Cobb County, Georgia. I told you I would keep you abreast about the, about the elections and what's going down here in Cobb County. Now, you know, in the midst of voter suppression by the Republicans, I told you I would keep abreast about the elections, not only the electoral presidential elections, but also all the elections, since it looks like our votes, then that means not only people of color, but brown people and also white people. Because when we look at the former 45th president, he tried to get, the audio tape with Brad Rassenberg that came out, and how he was trying to get exact number of votes from Fulton County, and how he had talked to the state investigator over the elections, how he had talked to her, that new tape. So I think it's very imperative that we keep watch over our elections. And see, the thing about it is, even though the 45th president went after Philadelphia, Detroit, Fulton County, we got to look at it. It wasn't just the glass half full. Look at the other part of the glass, and there was least in Fulton County, there was least 43% Black African Americans. Add that up with the American Indians, Latinos, Hispanics, and other nationalities. That came to about like 53%. So, but in trying to steal Fulton County, you have to think about the other 42% that were white. So this is not just about Black votes. This is about democracy. All votes matter. But we know that Black people, as a race, we are subjected more to longer lines. We often have our families. We often work, and this working, taking care of a family, especially if you're a single woman, a single parent, a single husband, a single grandparents. A lot of grandparents are raising their grandchildren now. It's very difficult. So really, we see that the Republicans think that the only time they can win is if they suppress the vote. So that's why I'm going to be looking at every election that goes forth. Because right now, with Georgia flipping blue, I believe Texas is going to be next. Okay, and I believe before we get through, all of the United States is going to be blue, especially with Biden and Harris and the Democrats passing that COVID bill that was much needed to take the children out of poverty and to help our family and business. But moving on, let me tell you what's happening in Georgia. The 14 congressional election for 2020 for Congress 2022. Now, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, there are four. I'm not going to deal with the Republicans. I'm just going to solely deal with the Democrats that's running against her, because I believe that they're going to win, like Warnoff and Ossoff. That's why you see why it was so important that we get those two senators in there so they can break that tie and these filibusters they're doing. And so by them being taking over the Senate and House, then we just have to just like they bum rushed us when they didn't look for the Democrats for anything, but this is for the people. I mean, for real, not for the special interest groups and not for the 1%ers. This is for the people. Now, these are the four current Georgia 14 Democrat challengers. I'm just going to go over these. If you can see them left to right. The first one is Brittany Trambauer-Smith. The second one is Latifah Connor, a Black woman. The third one is Holly McCormack. And then the fourth one is Black male. His name is Marcus Flowers. So I'm just going to go over all of their, let me start off with Brittany Trambauer-Smith. What she said was she is from, all this is from the 14th district. And I'm just saying, I'm just following. I'm not voting in that district, but it's very important that we see what's going on, because we need to flip that seat. The Georgians need to flip that seat to Democrats, okay? So Brittany Smith, that's what I'm going to call her, T. Smith. She's a local northwestern Georgia. She's from Dallas, Georgia. This is what she said in the tweet. Despite her claims, meaning Taylor Greene, despite her claims of working for the people, she has no ability to earn the votes she would need to do so. Now, let me go to the second one, Latifah Connor. She was the black woman. Now, she's a black woman from New York. She formerly worked in the county government, I guess, in New York. But she graduated from Spellman College, and she lives in Dallas. She's a dentist. And this is her four core issues. The first one is jobs attraction, industry jobs. Number 2, affordable health care. Number 3, education. And she means like everybody. And I guess this has to do with the pandemic because she's talking about everybody being safe, the bus drivers, the teachers, the students, the maintenance workers. And then her fourth issue is veterans as her key issue. Now, number 3 was Holly McCormack, a white woman. She's from Chattanooga, Georgia, or it's I don't know if she's from Chattanooga, Tennessee, but she lives in Georgia. She's insurance agent, and she's also a military family. I think her father was some coroner or something in the military. Now, this is her 4 core issues. She wants to revitalize the economy, the small business. She wants to expand broadband. She wants to help with the declining rural health care. I think that's a big issue. And she calls Greene, this is what she calls her out. She says she's all stunts and no substance. So let's go to number 4, Marcus Flowers. Now, I've seen him. He's a military guy. He's from Afghanistan. He served in Afghanistan. He's a disabled veteran, and he has had a traumatic brain injury. He has also worked as a defense contractor, I think, in logistics, small business. And he's talking about his core issue is this: COVID relief focus, jobs, especially from small businesses. Number 3, rural health. And 4, a minimum wage for over the next 10 years. Now, let me just address all these. Now, these are kind of like safe issues, healthcare, jobs, small businesses. True, but we're in critical times right now. I think they need to be more aggressive as they go on. Maybe this is just their way of introduction. But really, there needs to be training. When we're talking about aligning with Biden's green jobs and his infrastructure and green technology, we need to have a labor force. Now, we need to have a labor force ready for these construction jobs. If we're going to because infrastructure is just not only the bridge and the highways and the roadways, but I'm going to talk about that in another video. But it's also our power grids, it's our dams, it's our waterways, it's our tunnels. I mean, so much that's involved. Our airports, we have to and we know even our power grids are over 25 years old. Our roadways, they got a D plus this year, got a D plus back 10 years ago from the engineers. So before we talk about doing this mass, I guess, jobs, we can really, and then aligning with Biden's policies, he wants to lift the people out of poverty into the middle class, especially these students. So what he would need to do is, I just have to go against Marcus Flowers in about 10 years. This needs to be done within the 4 years that Biden's in office. He needs to do it quick because the people are behind. Down here in Georgia, they're making $6 and $7, and it's not nothing for a person to go 2 hours to one job, and everybody have 2 jobs. Okay, majority of people, unless you already retired or you in the healthcare or you in technology. So I'm just looking for more from these four contenders, these 4 Democrat challengers. Maybe as they go along and as they kind of funnel out, I think I need to see something more aggressive in terms. I'm not voting, but I'm sure with the hemp bill being passed and Biden's green jobs, I mean, we need to go to something more sustainable. We need to be talking about sustainable jobs. We need to be talking about sustainable infrastructure. We need to be talking about business that's going to, not only that, let's do some training because our education is outdated. We need to be more, our jobs need to be more technical, engineer, science, hands-on jobs. And so with that being said, I would like to see more of that in terms of training the next generation with technical skills to pull them out of the middle, out of the poverty, really, into middle class. God bless. God bless our troops, and God bless America.